Coming At You podcast contains adult themes and language. It's not intended for all audiences. Listener discretion is advised. Now, here's your hosts, Kevin and Chris, with Todd, who has only one job.
It's time once again for another episode of Comin' At Ya. Comin' At Ya, a podcast about the world of mixed martial arts, boxing, pro wrestling, Comin' At Ya, and heavy metal music, with a slice of comedy for good measure. Comin' At Ya.
And we're back.
Coming at your podcast, episode 201.
I'm Christopher Scott. This is my good friend Bullet. Tati on the AV.
Everything all right over there? Everything good?
Everything's good. Chris
And
he was a little bright. He was a little bright.
And we're coming at you.
Or in you? In you or on you? That's usually the choice I give them. I give them, and I do it like,
If it's a conversation we just had,
yeah, it's like in you or on you, and I give them a choice.
if you're going solo, where are you going?
Wherever it lands, as long as it's in the demilitarized zone. Anything below the nipples is the demilitarized zone. Anything above the nipples is, oh man, now I gotta get it cleaned off.
So can I mention what we were just talking about?
Masturbation deposits?
Well, the fact that you were laying around all day and you hit it twice. And was it the same shirt both times? Oh, Jesus Christ.
It was.
So Bullet made the sweet love to himself.
I
And
played myself like a finely tuned instrument.
Finished on his belly, and then pulled his T-shirt over the belly to suck up all the juices.
I didn't pull it over there. I just went. I did one of these.
Did a little slide.
No, this is what happened. So after the deed has been done,
Well, you know what? Who's the show brought to us by?
yeah, let's get into that. Jack Daniel's whiskey. It's a Band-Aid for your soul.
Philly Comedy Club.
Philly Comedy Club. Use the code
CAY Pod for discounted tickets. We are going to be down there tomorrow night with our good friend Russ Guten.
Guten time.
Guten time. And myself, you, Todd, Mrs. Tati is coming, and we're going to have a good time. So if you're down there, say hello to us.
Should be fun.
Who else is the show brought to us by?
Fleshlight.
Where's the background music? You said you were going to do it this time.
Well, I was gonna cue it up, but every time I do, you get off your phone. So
I don't think I even said that once today, Todd, did I?
Well, we're only a minute into the
Not
show.
yet, Chris.
Get off your phone.
You got him. You got
Yeah.
him.
So we'll be down at the Philadelphia Comedy Club tomorrow. What I want to do, Bullet, is talk about my weekend.
Okay.
Okay?
The upcoming weekend or the prior
The
weekend?
past weekend.
Aren't we supposed to be talking about masturbation deposits?
Yeah, you know what? Let's talk about the masturbation deposits first. So the conversation before the show started, did you get your background music going?
I have it queued up. Watch this.
I'm listening. Oh, right.
Ooh. It was like
a little lower, a little pinch. Perfect. So you took care of business twice today.
I wouldn't even call it taking care of business.
The first time in the living room?
No, I didn't get.
You didn't even get out of bed.
I didn't even get out of bed today. I was hurting so bad today.
So was there porn involved, or you just went off the stuff in your head?
No, well, basically, I needed a day to heal. Mentally, physically exhausted, and then I kind of got injured, and having problems.
So let's stay on the jacking off part.
I'm gonna just basically, for context of why was this motherfucker in bed all day. So I was binge watching a lot of TV shows, just trying to catch up, and I was taking some porn breaks. And
is that like during a commercial break? Like,
well, no, I watch everything on demand, so it either doesn't have
so
commercials
in
or whatever.
between shows.
Yeah, I was just like, you know what? Okay, I need like a break from the binging to kind of, do a manual system check. And
do you load up the porn then?
no, well, Pornhub has a great app on the Roku box.
It's porn on the go.
It's just Pornhub.
Porn to go
Pornhub. So like
on the Roku.
Yeah, it's Pornhub Roku app.
Get the fuck. It's a pay app.
No, well, I have Pornhub Premium anyway because But no, you can actually
you do.
no, but you can have it without that. You don't even need it. It's just like the website, but just all the videos are on an actual app.
On Pornhub, on Roku.
Yeah,
Oh, fuck out of here.
I'll take a screenshot of it when I get home.
I'll just check my Roku when I go upstairs.
Yeah, well, it's a private app. You have to go to get the code and then link the account. It's not on their store.
So it's for premium customers.
No, it's not.
All right, so anyway,
Jesus Christ.
you jerk off to Pornhub on your Roku.
I wouldn't say that. I would say it wasn't even that because I just did it because like you do it. It's kind of like like when you get a guitar in your hand, any musician would know this. They pick up a guitar, they're at the guitar store, and they always do like the same little fucking lick, or they do the same little fucking fill.
You played a little riff on your dinghy.
It was there. I played a riff on. That's basically all I did.
So you finish up.
Yeah.
And the shirt you're wearing.
So I'm there, and I'm like, I have this moment of clarity, like,
how do I clean it?
No, just like what the fuck it, and just let the shirt fall because I got to get a shower anyway. I got to clean this shirt anyway.
What time of the day is this? Morning?
Like 11-ish.
Okay, 11-ish, right?
Yeah.
You proceed to not get out of the bed and continue wearing the shirt.
I think I did the after the, like the cleaning of the system where you got to do that cum tinkle.
Okay. But you're still wearing the shirt and it's still wet.
No, it wasn't really wet because it was like it was an unenthusiastic like
Okay.
I'm.
But you're wearing a shirt with your jizz on it. Do you make food at any point while you're wearing the shirt?
Well, no, I do like I'll use like some kind of a cloth maybe to wipe myself off.
Did you need a spice later? Do you just scrape some off and put it in the pan?
See, now that's just nasty.
Do you make any food while you're wearing the shirt today?
Hell no.
Okay, so you make your way back to the bedroom. A little bit later, you jerk off again.
Yeah, I don't know why. I didn't want to do it.
And
like the kids and all, like the cigarette, those anti-cigarette commercials where they're like, "Get out here!" and like, I don't want to.
There's a little like semen guy, like,
and it's appropriate because it is like a little cigarette, and it's like I did sign a contract with them.
So the second time you jerk off, you continue wearing the shirt and you use the shirt to clean up again.
No, I didn't use the shirt to clean up. That's what I'm telling you.
But you let it drop before cleaning yourself.
I did like like you have you're biting the shirt to keep it up. You finish. You're like, all right, let me keep this up. You keep it up, and then you wipe yourself
let it
off.
fall.
And then after you've been sufficiently wiped up.
So you wiped and then.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I'm thinking you're wearing the shirt and sticking to your belly.
Fuck, I gotta like put a hazmat suit on the jerk off.
That's kind of weird, but it's not bad. Like you made it sound like the shirt you had was the same shirt you cleaned up your jizz with, and then wore the shirt the rest of the day. Am I wrong on that?
That's what I took it as.
It was very confusing.
It was only confusing because you're only interested in your own story, so you're just like, this bores me.
I'm fully engaged in the story. I'm asking you questions.
Now you are.
I've been engaged since the beginning.
Before we went on the air.
Did you? Yeah, because it's interesting.
By the way, can anybody tell Tati if they can hear everything up there?
I already asked, and everything's good.
They're good? Man. Awesome. Thank you.
So let me tell you about my weekend. You're talking to a legitimate hero. A fucking hero.
Of course we are.
Right? So I go to my cousin's bonfire on Saturday, and it's at his, say it's a farm? Not farm, but used to be a farm. Whatever. It's in the middle of the woods. It's in the country in the middle of nowhere, and he's got a raised up platform with a fire pit on it. And
That's cool.
Yeah, it's real cool, and it's out in the middle of nowhere. And my cousin's father-in-law was there, and he's 82, right? He's got a cane like you. He's got a little bit of the dementia, right?
Like me.
Like you.
I'm going to be an awesome old person if I live that long.
And he's starting to go towards where the stairs are, but he's not even close.
Uh-oh.
And it's a couple foot drop. Right as he's about to go, snatch him up by arm, save him. Right?
Did the jujitsu training kick in? Did you try to throw him?
I did an arm drag. I saved him with an arm drag. I grabbed the wrist, grabbed the back of the arm, and pulled him across. So I'm in the middle of just self-congratulating because I saved a man.
That's good, dude.
Right? And we're all wearing flannel shirts because it's a flannel shirt party, and my grandfather used to wear flannel shirts.
That's awesome.
So my cousin Ricky's sitting next to me.
Is your grandfather still here?
No, he passed away.
Sorry to hear that.
Next Thursday will be a year or 2 years. 2 years. So we're all wearing flannel shirts, right? You with me?
Yeah, I'm listening.
And I'm talking to my cousin Ricky. He's sitting in the chair next to me, and I said, "You like my flannel shirt?" He goes, "Yeah, it's nice." I said, "Yeah, I took it off Pop when he died. Like literally off his body. Like I took it off him." And he laughs for a second and starts choking.
That's nasty.
Yeah. Well, he's eating roast beef, and the roast beef gets stuck in his throat. and he starts wheezing. He's like,
Well, if he's wheezing, he's getting air through. You should
Yeah.
leave him alone.
then he stops making noise altogether.
Now you got to step in.
and he stands up.
Okay. Did
Right?
you do the Heimlich?
Hold on. He stands up, and everybody standing around him is just kind of looking at him.
Yeah, they froze.
And he's doing this. Guess who jumps in?
Chris,
Jump in. Wrap my arms around. Heimlich for maybe a minute, right?
a minute. It's not a Heimlich.
What do you mean it's not a Heimlich?
Doing this motion is not a Heimlich.
You're standing behind him. You're pulling him in. That's
Yeah.
the Heimlich.
No, it's in and up.
What? Okay.
Did you
I'm
go
pulling-
through training?
Oh, Jesus Christ.
I did.
This is the Heimlich. I'm behind. You want me to
Hold on.
demonstrate it for
Hold
the
on,
show?
Bullet, are you saying he's lucky he didn't kill my cousin?
You could have
With
broke
that
his
kind of
ribs and
bullshit?
killed him.
So anyway, I'm
Your
doing
fucking
the
weightlifter strength.
appropriate Heimlich.
I mean, as strong as you are, I'm surprised you didn't break all his ribs with your massive
But
arms.
I was barely touching. You've totally redeemed yourself. So I'm in and up, right?
Yeah.
And he's not making any noise, and after and it seems like a minute. It's
yeah,
probably not that long.
it was like 10 seconds, but it seems forever.
He starts wheezing again, like where he's
Okay.
getting some air, but our timing's off. So right as he's getting air in,
You're pulling.
I'm pulling
Oh, shit.
in and up, right? In and up.
Almost did a
Because
Heimlich
that's
on the
the
mic.
technique, right, Todd? It's in and up is the
In and
proper
up,
technique.
In and up.
So pound, 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 get it finally. Starts coughing, stands there, spits his food out. He catches his breath.
He saved
right?
his life.
Saved his life. That's life
Well,
saved
at least
number
you
two.
you did something.
Yeah. I was panicking because I didn't think it was going to happen. Like I was going to save him.
Did you do the training for real?
Yes.
I did.
I also know mouth to mouth. So hold on. So
I have my shield right here, actually.
So anyway, can I finish the story?
Yeah, go ahead.
So I'm thinking I'm not going to be able to save him, and my cousin Mike's standing right next to me, right? So at the point that I think I can't save him, I look to Mike. I'm like, Mike should get in here. Do you know why? Because if Ricky would have died, it would have been on Mike's watch, not on mine. And Mike couldn't save him. All right, put it away. So
I am certified by the American Red Cross because it was a fucking 4-hour class in one day. It was,
that's fantastic.
well, I just,
So
Hold on, he's not
I'm still
done.
heroing.
Oh, you're still heroing?
I'm still heroing.
Holy shit, Superman over here.
So I save him, right? Second save of the day.
Who's going to save me from this fucking story?
So I go in the house. I tell my mom, my Aunt Kitty. And by the way, Aunt Pat didn't know Mike ever even had any tattoos, which was a whole nother weird conversation. So I go and I tell my Aunt Kitty. She goes out. She's talking to him. She's got her back to the fire.
She sets herself on fire?
Ember lands on her shoulder. Lights her sweater and hair on fire.
Holy shit.
Guess who sees the fire?
Fucking you.
This dude.
Jesus
Guess
Christ.
who runs over and puts her out? This guy.
Now, this may be true, or there may be some.
I got texts from cousins.
There's definitely some embellishment.
Right?
Mom even told Bridget.
You know, Chris, right? You've met him, right? If this had happened, at what point on Saturday would it have been on Facebook
Listen, you don't
that I just saved everybody's life?
You don't brag about saving. It's a duty. Right?
How long do you think it would take him? I'm surprised he didn't wait to get a selfie of my cousin actually choking.
He wouldn't stand still long enough.
You know, I gotta say though, with great power comes great responsibility.
Yeah.
And as we all know, Chris is blessed with great power.
And I didn't even say anything to you about it until today.
That must have
That's
killed
how
you.
humble I am,
That must
Todd.
have killed you to not self-congratulate yourself.
Kelly Conger went through a similar thing. He was trying to save somebody same way. He was worried that the guy was going to die, but he wound up living.
Yeah, but that's when you ask the guy closest to you to take over, because if you're not successful,
Kelly wouldn't do that. Kelly's going to take it to the end.
I'm sure. But if you're not successful, you let that guy jump in at the last second, and that guy dies on that guy's watch. Right? So next day, we go to Jujitsu. Two guys get in a fight. Guess who breaks it up?
Where did they get into a fight at?
On the mat. They were rolling, and then it turned into a real fight.
Now have they since made up?
No, they haven't talked or anything. They're not two different gyms. It was open mat.
Oh wow!
So
Wow. No,
anyway,
I want to know more about this.
You don't know either one, so it's not even important.
I still like to
They just both got a little aggressive, and both guys got angry.
What belt were they?
Purple and blue.
So the purple belt had the jiu-jitsu guy of the mentality of this blue belt's getting maybe the better of me, or he's getting a little too aggressive. And
It's possible.
possible. It's
were
exactly
both,
what it was.
Both a little bit wrong on either side, but got involved in that. So
were they wearing pajamas when this happened?
yes. So hero mode number 4, right? So Todd doesn't believe me for some reason. I've got a text from my cousin. My mom told this story to most of the people in the family, but for some reason he doesn't want to believe it. But you know why? He's never heroed, ever.
I'll read the text that we happened to be at lunch when he sends it to my cousin, whose house it was.
I love this. Is kind of like the Hollywood version.
You ready?
Versus what really happened.
No, it's the actual version.
Based on real events.
He sends this to my cousin Mike. Todd does not believe my stories are heroism. Mike, what stories?
He never did respond at all
Chris,
after that.
LOL. People falling, people choking, people on fire. No response.
I also have a text from my other cousin, thanking me for saving his brother and his mom.
Does Chris know how to use that app that
And
can
the old
send a
man.
text as somebody?
And it's Facebook, by the way.
No, can
It's
you
a
send
screen
text?
print from Facebook.
Can
Yeah.
you show us? Can you produce that right now?
Yes.
Not the screenshot, the actual post.
Yes. I will. I shall.
Get off your phone, Chris.
That's what I was going to say.
Hold on.
You got me. Well, while he's looking for this,
I would like to.
My cousin.
I'll read it. I'll read it.
No, I'll hold it for you. I don't
I'm
trust.
not going to do
I do.
Come on.
After you did it to him last week,
Yeah,
there's
but,
no fucking
But your
way.
lightning fast jujitsu reflexes will prevent me. Hey, cuz, thanks for saving my older brother from dying and my mom from becoming a human torch. I appreciate it, cuz. Heard you saved Ben from falling, too, which he misspelled. It's T-O-O. You were really on the ball last night. Maybe you should wear an S on your shirt. LOL. This guy. Where's the fucking apostrophe E? The man, cuz.
Do I need to look at your family texts?
Who
I'm
is that?
sure there's a
Who
few
is that?
teeth missing in that food chain. Oh, now what's up?
You know what?
First of all,
But you know what?
You
But
don't need to treat him like that.
my brother is
I'm
a...
Is that
sorry,
how a hero acts?
Yeah.
By picking on people?
You're a super bully. That's what you are.
you know what a hero does? A hero gives appreciation where appreciation is due. You know how I always complain that Todd has never turned me on to a television show? Turned me on to Mindhunter.
Got to be honest.
Did you watch it?
Didn't like it.
What?
It didn't grab me.
How far did you watch into it?
15 minutes.
I
Oh,
know.
well, there's the problem. It's 16 minutes is where it
I
grabs
know,
you.
I know a guy who's former FBI.
So
And
that's probably where the catch was.
Well, and I wound up talking to him about it. I said, I think I got a show for you. And I started talking to him. He goes, he rattles off the two guys' names from the show. He's worked with both of them.
what? It's like
Holden
a
and
consultant?
the other guy?
Yes.
As a creative, like a
Yeah.
consultant?
He's sent him.
So you didn't put any effort into it.
I just didn't have the time.
You watched all kinds of
Yo,
TV today. What'd
how
you do
much-
after I talked to you?
How much
hit
time
me-
did you spend in bed today? And you're really going with, I didn't have time?
Did you jerk off after I talked to you and said that to you?
First of all, he told me about this fucking show at like 6 p.m.
No.
Yes, you did.
It was in the car earlier today, and you're like,
Earlier
what
today.
are you doing? You've been awfully silent today. And then I tell you, and I guarantee you spent time cranking it after that, didn't you?
Well, I
Maybe it was after he
Did
talked to
you
you.
or did you not, Bullet? Admit it.
Maybe it was after he was talking to you.
part
Chris.
of the problem is that I suffer from porn ADD, where you're in a scene. Nah,
You can't watch.
And then all right, I think this is gonna be the one.
But
nah.
but going into the show,
it didn't grab me.
I think you need to put a few more minutes into
Well,
it.
the thing is like I had TV overload. Today I watched 3 episodes of American Horror Story. I'm caught up.
Mm-hmm.
I'm still a couple behind on that one.
3 episodes of The Orville. I'm caught up.
Not enjoying that show.
I love that show.
You know what? Not an hour-long show. Half an hour.
Is it an hour long?
Yes.
And not on Hulu with no commercials.
I am enjoying the
that's-
new Star Trek.
That's
though.
not an hour-long show.
the new Star Trek I watched on Netflix. Thanks, ExpressVPN.
But you had a post about some hero, like DC versus Marvel, like some show was coming
Oh,
out.
can I talk about the goddamn shows I watched?
Yeah, go ahead.
Jesus
Let it
Christ. Fucking
You're
shit.
just dragging along.
3 episodes
engaging.
of Orville. I caught up 2 episodes on The Gifted. I'm caught up on that.
I started The Gifted.
It's really good. I like it. And then I watched the season 3 finale of Lucha Underground, where
That's where you lost me.
Pentagon Dark is the new.
Are you Pentagon Dark is
Yeah.
the new champ? What?
Yeah.
Either you guys watch the Ozark?
Yes, I finished it.
No, I've never
I'm
watched
about
it.
halfway in that. Jason Bateman is unbelievable.
We live
I
in a
told you about
golden
Ozark.
age of television where there is so much good stuff. You can't go wrong.
There's way too much shit to keep up anymore.
It's so good, but the new Star Trek is really, really good.
It's phenomenal.
I think some of the stuff though, there was some stuff about how the Klingons look different.
Who cares?
I really like the Klingon. I like the fact that it's his own thing. I like the darker tone.
I love it.
I think it's
Each episode's like a fully made movie.
they're spending money on
It's
this
some
shit.
quality
They're
shit.
spending money, and if you watch it on Netflix, they have a Talking Dead style show right after it called After Trek.
Talking Trek.
No, it's like After Trek, but they have some of the people on.
Is Chris Hardwick the host?
No, I think it's a
He's
guy
the
from
host
New
of everything.
Zealand.
That dude's everywhere now. You know who's everywhere now too is Russell Brand. You're seeing him like on everything.
He's a twat.
But either way, like there's certain guys you're just seeing everywhere. So you had mentioned a show called, is it Defenders? Not Defenders. What was the other show that you mentioned on your post earlier today?
The Gifted?
No, on your Facebook post, some show is coming out, and you were
The Punisher. Stranger
yes,
Things.
both shows. But the
Both.
Punisher should be good. Stranger Things, I can't wait for it. That's gonna be fucking
The
awesome.
Punisher will lead into our next topic.
Dr. Mindbender actually texted me today, and he's like, "Thanks for putting me on Strange Things."
You're
Stranger
welcome.
Things.
Well, he said thanks.
So you had made a post about picking teams.
Yeah, well, that was the Punisher, because the Punisher is dropping the day that Justice League is coming out in theaters.
And who's on which team?
Well, this was the thing about my post.
Superman, DC, or Marvel?
Back in my day, when you were a nerd, you had to pick a team. You were either Marvel, DC, Pepsi, Coke, Nintendo, or Sega. You had to pick a fucking team. And the person that ruined it for all of that was J.J. Abrams, because he directed 2 Star Trek movies and then went and fucking directed a Star Wars movie.
Did you like the Star Trek movie?
I liked parts of them.
Did you like the Star Wars movies?
Well, he did one. Yeah, I liked it.
Didn't he do Rogue One as well?
No.
He just did the first.
He did Star Wars. All of these movies, all of the anthology movies, the Lando Calrissian, the Young Han Solo movie, all of the movies are being independently done by different directors, teams.
That's why I love all the books I have.
But that's how they're basically going to do these things, where they're going to be able to crank these things out every year.
You know what I did today? I downloaded on Audible.com Star Wars from a Different Perspective. It's 15 hours long, 40 short stories, but it's every story like where Princess Leia is putting the thing in the robot. It's from the point of the view of the dude standing off to the side.
Oh, that's cool. So they get like an ancillary character's perspective.
Yes. But speaking of picking teams.
Did you know that if Alex Jones was in the Star Wars universe, you would hear something like this? Let me find some papers.
I don't know who Alex Jones is.
Alex Jones, the conspiracy guy.
Hmm.
You know, he's like,
do you know
the
who he is?
Illuminati. He does like all this stuff. He knows his papers. He's like, the Death Star was an inside job, ladies and gentlemen. The Illuminati.
No idea what you're talking about.
1776.
Somebody out there's laughing.
Yeah, there's at least one guy. But
Alex Jones is this famous fucking guy.
I don't want to talk about Alex. I
said
want to
that-
talk about the picking teams thing.
He said that Sandy Hook was fake.
Oh, I know who that dude is.
You know?
Yeah, he rustles his papers a lot.
Yeah.
And he goes like this.
Let's talk about picking teams. That's what I wanted to talk about.
Well, you know what team you're picking?
Marvel or DC, and why?
Marvel. Marvel without a doubt, because I just felt that
Which one's Marvel?
because when I was
Marvel's Superman, right?
I'm just gonna shut your mic off.
Marvel's Spider-Man, all those guys.
Thor.
Marvel, I think
Yeah.
Marvel
Captain
had.
America.
I think the characters were just a little bit more realized
More
in real
polished?
life. No, the DC ones at that time were more polished. I think it's kind of flipped, and now you have Dark Knight Returns changed everything for DC and comics in general.
So give me your top heroes on each side.
Batman on DC.
Who's your Marvel guy?
Best ever?
Who's your favorite guy?
I'm going to have to say Wolverine, because I grew up reading X-Men.
Who wins the fight?
Wolverine. Because he's got the healing factor and the adamantium claws.
Doesn't Batman have some sort of cheat like he normally does?
Well, he's got gadgets, and he's like a fucking really smart detective. But
realistically, Superman should just beat everybody.
Without a doubt.
Without a doubt. Batman's got all his gear on, and then
Think
the
of the
weakest spot
amazing-
of his face is exposed.
Yeah.
Stupid.
Yeah, I mean, but
Punch him right in it.
I don't know.
Superman can just pop his head off.
I think
Yeah, he could rip his neck off. He could throw.
it's
fucking
interesting
planets.
too if you think about like in the early '90s. In the '80s.
I got a comment. Somebody that brought up Alex Jones.
Yeah.
Water turned the frogs gay.
Um,
Do you know that one?
Yeah, in the '80s and '90s, DC had such success with movies and everything, and now it's
Nice,
kind of
Kelly.
different. It's like the Marvel universe is so well established, and I think DC's trying to play catch
So
up.
which team are you on?
A Marvel.
Todd?
I will say this, though. The DC movies don't hold your hand like the Marvel movies do. The Marvel movies handhold you big time.
I'm getting confused now.
So Marvel is.
I'm a Team Marvel, but what I mean is that the DC movies seem to be they're a little bit. They don't hold your hand. Like, I'll give you an example. Like,
Can I get an example, please?
Batman versus Superman, right?
Yes.
Y'all saw that, right?
Y'all did.
Ben Affleck is walking up, and you see
What do you call him?
Ben Affleck. Ben Affleck's walking up, and you see him. There's Robin's costume, and it says "The joke's on you." They don't explain it. They don't even mention it.
They don't
it's
need
just
to,
there
because
he's
they have
walking
real
across.
fans.
He's walking across the field. There's Wayne Manor just fucking burnt down. They never explain it.
They
Where
don't need
in
to.
Marvel, they hold your hand a little bit and explain every little goddamn
So
thing.
is it because the fans aren't as hardcore?
Maybe, I don't know. Maybe I think what they're doing, which is smart, is they're looking at, okay, what makes the Marvel movies successful? Let's try to be different. Let's not just try to copy them. Let's do something different.
Yeah,
So
but when I
you-
watched more Superman versus Batman, it was he's
Terrible.
There's no way
Batman should
does
just get his ass
anything.
whooped.
Ben Affleck was the best Batman on screen ever.
Where's the girl?
that day.
That day.
I'm just telling you, Ben Affleck is the greatest Batman in cinema
Better
history.
than George Clooney?
Oh, George Clooney was the shits.
Michael Keaton.
Michael, it's hard because sentimental value. I want
Better
to
than
go with
Christian
Michael Keaton.
Bale?
Christian Bale was awesome.
Throat
I like
cancer
Christian Bale.
Batman. Oh, throat cancer Batman sucked.
Where's the girl?
He was the next worst Batman next to George
Didn't
Clooney.
Ben Affleck have a stunt voice because he couldn't even say the actual words like in the tone that they needed?
No, what they did was they said, instead of him talking like this all the time, like, I don't know, maybe he's fucking smart and he's a detective. Why don't they just put a thing in his fucking bat cowl that goes, oh, we'll drop his voice and change it so he doesn't.
Is that what he did?
Yeah, that's what it was. It was a voice changer because he wanted to scare fucking
Are
criminals.
you DC or are you Marvel?
All
DC,
things considered,
but I
all
like
encompassing? No, Marvel. I'm a Marvel guy.
Pepsi or
Coke.
Coke?
Coke all the way.
Why?
Just like the taste of it better.
It's not as sweet.
Maybe. I don't know.
I think Pepsi's got a real sweet taste to it.
You know what? I'll be honest with you. I like every once in a while flip flopping.
We'll do a little flip
That's what
flop.
I heard about you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're in the gay community, it's called
hitting,
verse.
I like hitting cherry Coke hard, super hard.
Hold on. Whenever him and I get lunch, we'll go to Red Robin, and he'll order a Diet Coke,
Diet Coke,
and he'll ask for a little bit of cherry
a
in
little
it,
grenadine.
a little grenadine in it.
There's nothing wrong with that. So
Just
what?
to flavor it. It's
Nothing wrong with that.
it's
It's a personal touch.
it's not a Shirley Temple. It's a toddy. Can I get one of them toddies and throw a cherry in?
I'm gonna make a hot toddy one of these days.
So you're
He doesn't know.
Coke all day. I'm Coke all day as well. Todd used to be real hardcore Mountain Dew, like
the devil's fruit juice.
like 6-7 bottles a day.
I thought that's what was.
Dude, 6-7 bottles a day.
pretty
And
bad.
his office, he had a shelf with bottles of Mountain Dew from different eras with different labels on them. Like he had a shrine
Yo,
to it.
I work.
Fucking
I
awful.
work with this guy Scott, this one tech, and he used to drink. He probably still does. I don't know. He works overnight now in maintenance. He drank Code Red, Mountain Dew Code Red, literally morning, day, noon, and night. And his van just had ton of Code Red bottles all the time. Right?
Does he have like osteoporosis from just tearing his
He
bones up?
he got in an accident, and his van flipped, and they took photos of it.
There's bottles everywhere.
And there was all these Code Red bottles everywhere, and they're like, "What happened?" And I see the picture of the van and all these Code Red bottles. I'm like, "Holy shit, was that Scott?" And they're like, "Yeah, how'd you know?" I'm like, "The Code Red bottles."
Well-
He was fine, thankfully, but it was something I always
Atari
remember.
2600, or what was the other one? The
Coleco Vision?
Coleco Vision, yeah.
Atari.
I remember like one of our friends.
Coleco had the paddle.
Yeah, we had the Atari,
Cappers had Coleco.
and the Youngs had Coleco Vision too,
Oh no, they had television.
and television. But I remember that it seeming like it's so much more advanced because of the controller,
Yeah.
and instead of having a straight cord to it, it had a little curly cord. Remember? And what was the big game on Othello?
Othello was big.
Othello was
their
big.
Football was so much better.
Football
than
was
Atari.
better.
Yeah.
But then we moved into Nintendo. Was it Nintendo 64? Is that what it
No,
was?
that's
No.
way down the line, dude. Nintendo and Sega Genesis.
Sega Genesis. But like we had Sega, we never had the Nintendo. I don't think till later. But if you
Here's
look,
one.
you look at the football games on it, like
Tecmo Bowl.
Tecmo Bowl, I love. But you look at the game now, like it was all up screen
Yeah.
and moving around.
Here's one.
Did you ever see the episode of Family Guy with Tecmo Bowl?
No.
Literally 20 minutes of the whole entire show was Peter running around with the Tecmo guy.
I fucking love that show.
Vivid.
The game.
Vivid or Wicked pictures. Remember you had the two porn studios in the 90s? You had Vivid and Wicked. And like Jenna Jameson went from Vivid to Wicked. And it was like
Whichever
a
one
big
I
deal.
could get.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
Porn was a lot hard to get back.
Trying to be
then.
silly. Just trying to be silly, fucking assholes.
but
Just work
Let's,
with it.
let's go up.
Jesus
Let's
Christ.
go another level.
Let's go up another level. What else was on your list?
I was thinking about Dreamcast.
Oh no, he had a good one.
What's that?
McAfee or Norton?
McAfee all day. No, the one you had was wrapped or raw dog it.
Yeah. I was just funny about that.
You wrap
too.
it or raw dog it, Todd.
Well,
Out of the number of times you've had sex in your life.
Oh.
I mean, that's stupid.
You didn't know what raw dogging was?
Uh-uh.
Did you see the look of confusion on his face?
I know.
He's like, I don't know what that is. Did you know what wrapping it meant?
Condom?
Windows or
Got 'em.
Mac?
Got 'em.
Windows or Mac?
I'm a Windows guy.
Yeah. But yet you've got a fucking Apple.
Yeah, but you got a Mac
there.
right there. But you got to go back to some older stuff. Like
Zune or iPod?
Did you know that Zune sales are up?
Yeah,
just from-
because the Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yeah.
I mean, it's trying to be funny, but honestly, back when I was a kid, they didn't have these big Comic Cons. They didn't have
You didn't have
social
the access.
media. You didn't have the access to it, and nerds were very opinionated. They're still opinionated now, but I think the blurring of the lines where, it's kind of cool to like things from
you're
everything
very
now.
John Cusack-ish in high fidelity on a lot of topics.
You think? I think I'm more like Jack Black in that movie.
What was his character?
The
I don't
annoying store guy.
know. No, I think you're more like John Cusack, where you're fucking super opinionated on everything.
Well, he was too, but he was like an annoying
and
twat about
whatever somebody else's opinion is disregarded.
it. No, that's the Jack Black character from that movie.
Is it?
Yeah.
I don't think so.
No,
I
it
don't
is.
remember.
It is.
Maybe we need to watch it.
We can. And in fact, which is funny is I'm actually Jack Blacking you from that movie right now as you're talking about it.
He
I'm
just Jack
telling
Black.
you.
He just Jack Black me.
Pew, pew.
I've watched that
no.
episode like 4 or 5
South
times.
Park from
the
last
South
week.
Park from last. He didn't watch it.
Yes, I
You
did.
know what?
I watched it here with you.
It didn't catch him in the first 15 minutes.
No, and we lost him.
Yeah, and
That's
then he
all
had
right.
to get up and go. But yeah,
I didn't realize you
Bullet.
produced that fucking show
Bullet.
on Netflix.
Bullet, put tile on my pew, pew.
Did you know who the executive producer?
Oh, Miller Lite or Bud Light?
of-
Somebody asked.
I don't drink beer, so I'm an
Oh,
adult.
you got the Bud Light, don't you?
I do. I got
Here.
the Bud Light.
Charlize Theron is the executive producer of that Mindhunter show.
You know what I watched her in the other day is
The Orville.
Atomic Blonde.
Did you like it?
Yes.
I thought it was that scene with her and the mummy chick was sexy. as
Oh,
balls.
good lord.
I would disappoint them both sexually so
Good
bad.
lord.
Playboy or Good Housekeeping?
Playboy or
Penthouse,
Penthouse?
Penthouse.
Playboy or Penthouse?
Penthouse all day.
I remember like Playboy was
All day.
Playboy was very tasteful.
And the girls were prettier.
The girls always had hair
but-
down there.
Yeah, but here's the thing. Here's the thing. A 7 will fuck you a lot better than a 10 will.
Yeah, but they're on paper.
What about 2 3s and a 1?
Well, I've often said I'd rather. Who was my buddy? Who's often told me he said I'd rather have 4 quarters than
Alex Cross?
than 100. Alex Cross is a character from a book.
What was that guy?
The guy
Alex
shuffles all his
Jones.
papers. So the thing I liked about Penthouse, you're gonna let me finish my thought. You keep cutting me off, Mister. I remember finding all my dad's Playboys underneath, right? And he always had like the flip out centerfold, and the girl always had bush. It was standard, like they had to have it. You never actually saw the shape of the lips or anything like that.
Or tattoos.
Or tattoos. I mean, tattoos on ladies weren't that big back in the day in Playboy time. But then the first time I set my eyes on a fucking Penthouse, holy shit.
Yeah, the store was wide open.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, like they're pulling everything apart.
Somebody's taking it down further. Hustler or Penthouse. You're gonna keep going down.
I
that
don't remember
rabbit
reading a lot of Hustler though. Penthouse was more accessible, I think.
I'm gonna go Penthouse because it was just the right amount of like
Dirtiness.
like your friends could see where they're like, hey man, that chick was pretty hot. Oh, she was a total pig though.
But I remember.
Hustler's like,
But I remember like you just
who
seeing
am I kidding? I don't know.
girls were like fully spread. Everything was just wide open, and it was just like that's what it looks like.
Honestly, I liked a lot. I liked those magazines, but I didn't have like a ton of them, just because women have always kind of scared me a little bit.
How? So you're
Always.
into dudes.
No, I'm not into dudes at all. I'm just saying, like, seeing that much of their shit pulled apart and spread open like a fucking science project was like, that's too much.
That's like when the frog is on the table like filleted open.
Yeah, it freaks me out.
And there's needles in the lips like just to keep them open.
Women have always been like,
But
I'm not a fan of that either.
if I had a
Even
pick,
now.
if I had to pick one though, back like if I got a Playboy in front of me and I got a Penthouse and in my mind I'm about to get down and I get manual.
For me,
I'm going with the Penthouse.
I'll be honest with you. Back then, a JCPenney catalog.
Yeah.
would've done it.
swimsuit catalogs.
Like, I've jerked off to Sears catalog. I remember back in the day.
I done it. For me, it's all about it's okay.
When you get to the bra section,
When-
right
when-
after the power tools,
When you get down to brass tacks, right? What is it with you? Like for me, it's a face. They got to have a beautiful face. What's it with you?
it's never been the face.
No.
Really?
No.
It's got to be there. I mean,
Yeah, I mean they
you
got to
can't
have
it
a
missing.
face.
Yeah,
you
can't have
can't.
it
You
missing
can't
a
not
face.
have a face.
Yeah, but I'm saying it's like some people are all about the body. Like,
I
yeah,
think-
the face
I
is
think
okay, but the body's
I'm-
a 10.
I think I'm more into somebody who looks like somebody that would be next door.
She could be like a Cleveland Brown. Like, you know, the uniform's great, but the helmet's got to go. She could have like a rocking body, but the face is, it's all right.
You can't deal with that.
No, I'm just number one. I'm just happy to be in the room.
Right. So let's say you got real crappy face, phenomenal body, versus great face, really crappy body.
No, I'm not saying that.
No, I'm asking you a question. You're not saying anything. This is my question.
It would
to
it would
both.
all depend on how like if I could even have a conversation with him. If
No, you're just going in there to get busy.
you know what, I think I'm a little bit more evolved than that.
Finally, he's involved.
No, I just
I
for
think
me
I
like
think I'll
what
go
what
with the body.
the question
Yeah, I
I'm
go with
trying
the
to
body,
ask.
too.
The
If it's
question,
just a one-time deal.
the question I'm trying to ask you is you're out in public. It can be anywhere. You could be at a fucking you're at the grocery store. You could be out with your friends. You could be at a social event. Whatever happens, and you see a girl and you're like, what's that thing that makes you go like, holy shit, like wow. Like, is it
Probably
legs? Is it the legs? Some guys it's the shoulders.
legs
some guys
and
it's
ass
the-
first.
For me, it's the face because I just saw Blade Runner, the new Blade Runner.
Do not.
I'm not.
I will punch
There
you
was a
right
girl-
out of that
there was a
chair.
girl in the
Oh
movie.
God, there's a girl.
Ah!
Are you serious, Bullet?
This girl had the most striking face I've ever seen, and it was just like,
I'm gonna strike you
wow.
in your face if you tell me any more.
You're a superhero. You won't do that. And
he's right. You know what?
You're a hero.
If anybody listening to us today is in any danger in the next few days, please feel free to call me. I will come save you.
I know there's a 10-minute delay, but if you are choking,
I will be there.
look, as long as he's not watching his 4 kids and his wife lets him come out, he will save your life.
So
No, I'm just saying. Like, I saw this Blade Runner movie, and there's this girl in the movie.
is she striking?
Her face was striking.
How's her body?
That was good body, but to me, it was just the face, just like, wow, holy crap.
We're talking about if you're out somewhere and let's say 2 people are juggling melons in the fruit section, right? One chick's got a banana and she's just going down on it.
Why would they do that?
Just joking. When did you become so innocent? He did this last week too. Like he's like, oh,
I'm just saying, for me-
Colin's on a date. I'm gonna respect her.
No,
blah, blah, blah,
I
blah.
am gonna do. No,
I've got a good
that's
comment.
100%. That's how I am.
It's boobs. I'd marry a torso if it had great boobs.
That's got to be Martin.
No.
Really?
You know what? I start with
Is that my brother?
Nope.
no. I'm starting with
Look, I am a Southern gentleman.
the southern part of the body. You're a southern gentleman, so you're starting south.
No, I'm saying for me, I talk a lot of bullshit, but I try to be respectful. I'm saying for me, the first thing that I notice is the face, because I look a
Well,
girl
yeah,
in the
you're
eyes.
gonna notice the face, but if you have the choice of one that is great body jacked in the face or one that's great face jacked in the body, which one are you taking?
Probably
Now
the
here's
face.
the problem: is the great face girl one of those bodies that you don't realize it's bad until it's too late?
No, you can just look at her and tell it's bad.
Well, first of all, what is this? It's bad because I'm fucking perfect.
Like she has scoliosis.
We're saying it. There's clearly some deformities.
Yeah, I didn't notice your back was crooked like a question mark before.
So which one do you pick? You still have yet to answer.
Whichever one I get along with the
Look,
most.
this dude-
And here's the other thing. I'm not a fucking prize where I have the pick of whatever
You
I
do
want.
this in this scenario. You do have the pick of the litter.
You have to pick one.
I'm gonna say
And normally I don't want to get arrested with this dude because he's the first one to say, oh, I know something about whatever. But when you try to pin him down for something, he's like taking the high road all the time anymore.
no. I'm not. I'm trying to be a little bit more honest. I would say I would probably whichever one I got along with more. I'm saying for me, the thing that I notice first about a woman is going to be their face.
Let's say we're on the face.
Okay?
She's got a good shape to her face, but cross-eyed.
I can't. No.
Color eyes do you go for?
I don't really have a hang up on that.
What color eyes do you go for?
I don't
You
have.
get to choose.
You have to choose. Why are you so fucking vague? I'm going to punch you right out of that chair.
I want the girl from.
Let me see your cane.
Brown or blue?
Or
Just
green,
pick a fucking eye color.
gray,
Brown or
hazel,
blue?
Which
hazel.
color do you choose?
Brown or blue?
You have to pick one. Building's on fire. There's 2 sets of eyeballs. You got to run out with one.
And they're equal.
They're just
No,
eyeballs, right?
One is brown, one is blue.
Yeah, I'm saying, but they're the same otherwise.
Yes.
They're the same size, shape, texture, everything else about them.
I'm going to probably go with the brown.
All right.
Okay.
all right.
Color hair. We're building. We're weird.
building bullets.
We're weird science in it right now.
Brown hair.
Curly or straight?
I don't really have a preference.
Curly
Don't have a preference as long as
or straight?
Don't
We're
How about
building
short, how about short or long?
long. All day long. I don't
curly
want
long or curly straight?
don't
or
have
long
a,
straight?
Don't have a preference. Just as long as it's long.
You have to pick one.
No, I don't.
You do.
Wavy.
We're building
Wavy right in the middle.
feathered hair. Angular face or round face?
Ooh.
I see, because it depends. Because some of them, it depends. I don't.
Strong
You have
jawline?
to pick one.
No, I
Strong
don't.
jawline or weak jawline?
I don't like a weak chin. It just bothers me. It
Strong
offends
chin
me.
then. So we're strong chin in it.
She got to be able to take a punch.
Big nose, little nose.
Littleness. But sometimes you get that cute little.
Breast size?
If they're there, that's cool. I mean, I like titties.
Breast, large breasts or small breasts?
If they're going to be there, give them to me large. Large and in charge.
Thin body or full sized? Full figured?
What's full figure mean? Because I feel like that you're saying that in a negative way.
Pot belly. Just not a skinny girl.
You mean she's built like a fucking woman instead of a fucking 8th grade boy? Yeah, she got curves. Don't
Watch
give me a fucking.
Watch it.
So you're going with the curves?
Look, I ain't fucking shaming nobody if they're naturally thin, but what I'm saying is,
Who is this guy
I don't
tonight?
hold women up to fucking unattainable fucking bullshit standard. You know what I'm saying? First of all, look at me. I'm no fucking prize. All I'm saying is, girls got to have a little curves on her. You know
What's
what I'm
the
saying?
one thing that always annoys you when we're talking about girls? What do I say?
I don't know.
He'd be like, "What do you think of that chick?" I'm like, "She's good for you."
Oh, Mr. Condescending over here. Yeah,
Pool or pond? Pond be good for you.
she's good. She's good for you. I'm talking. Yeah, Mr. 10-inch
irritates
dick
the-
here with
it
9
irritates
inches
the-
of dust on it.
Irritates the fuck out of him every time I say it too.
Okay.
Tall or short? Oh.
I'm not intimidated by a tall woman, but short's cool.
When I say tall, I mean like
Over 6?
over 6.
Oh, sure.
Over 6 and under 5?
We talking in heels or
Yeah,
out of
over
heels?
6 or under 5.
Over 6 or under?
Over 6 or under 5.
Under 5.
All right.
All right.
Yeah,
all
a little
right,
short girl. You know what I'm saying?
all
With a
right.
big old set of tattoos.
Tattoos or no tattoos?
Come on, stop it. You know I'm going with the girls with ink.
Tats or no tattoos?
Ink. Tattoos.
Nose piercing?
I don't care.
Nipple pierced?
Oh, yeah, all day long.
Vag?
Fucking give it to me. Give me a target.
Rectum?
Yeah.
Can you pierce a rectum?
No.
I think you can.
That's probably got to be messy.
That's
That's
weird.
got to be messy.
But I mean, if they're getting like the hood pierced, then that's like a fucking target. That's like aim your crosshairs here.
So right now we're down to
And it makes it easier too because girls can get off
dark
easier.
eyes, dark hair,
Titties.
wavy hair, titties, short, under 5 foot tall.
Let me give you Chris's ideal person to have sex with.
Good.
Short hair.
It's got a beard.
Got a beard. got
Likes to wear
Is he
muscular.
wearing, does he wear a
boy
bad
shirt.
boy shirt?
got a fucking tattoo on his chest.
Wait, does this dude look exactly like me?
Yes. Yes.
So we figured out your ideal.
I wouldn't say my ideal. I mean, look, I'm just happy. I am amazed that I've been laid ever in my entire life, and that is the God's honest truth.
So,
I'm not
but
making that up.
when you're out and you're at an area where there are multiple targets,
Targets. Jesus.
do you target one over the other?
I would say the first thing that catches my okay. So if I was at a party,
Do you walk up and say, "Hey, you just caught my eye"?
no, I would say hello. I figure that's always the best line.
Do you use an accent?
I should. Good eye.
Hold on while I throw me boomerang.
I would just I would just no, I would just say hello. Just no pretense about it. I don't have the time for that anymore.
What was the most have you ever just build up the confidence? Can you turn it down just a hair?
See, he wants it on, but now he
No, I
wants
want it on.
It
No,
actually sounds like a good. It
down
sounds good.
slightly-
Like a good
okay, I
level.
can't tell if it was too loud. When was there a time where you had to build up the most confidence to make
in
an
high
approach?
school because I didn't talk to a girl on the phone until I was like 17. I never even talked to a girl on the phone. I was after 17.
I remember having no skills whatsoever in high school.
I can't believe that.
My first interaction with a girl in public school was like he and I went to Catholic school for 8 years. In public school, I was on the basketball team, and this girl,
Really?
yeah, I used to be able to dunk.
Your
Swear
little
to
ass-
God, used to be able to dunk.
Get the fuck. You got up? You had ups?
Todd,
Tennis ball.
yeah, it's still dunking. I'm dunking something,
Yes.
but I could dunk a tennis ball and a soccer ball sometimes. Never really basketball because my hands weren't big
I
enough.
know you guys are going to find this hard to believe. I've always been athletically challenged. Hard to believe. Hard to believe being the fucking jungle cat coot,
So-
that I am now.
Actually, no. I believe that.
I thought you were actually athletic.
No, I believe that. You're not. You are.
Yeah, you know what? Yeah, I did believe it too.
That's all right, but
So-
I got a strong hairline, you fucks.
So I'm leaving. I'm leaving basketball. Right, 9th grade. It's probably this time of year, right? And Todd, do you remember Cary Grant?
the actor?
The actor.
No, the girl. She was cute. She used to date Artie in high school, like in senior year or something.
I don't.
And she's a real beautiful girl. And she came up to me, and I don't know if she was fucking with me or not. And she goes, she just walks up to me out of the blue after she's cheerleading. I'm getting done basketball. And she looks at me. She goes, "You want to make out?" And I do this. No. And I get on the bus, and I see her standing, and I just do this, my hand on the glass. And I just never, ever had any kind of game in high school at all.
You don't have any game now.
Okay, I don't need any game now, but back in the day, like, I've had some game. I had some game. It's
I don't
it's
believe
learned.
that.
It's achieved.
Do you think that
It's
you
like heroing.
Do you think having game is like a skill that if you don't use it, you lose it?
Yes, absolutely. But I don't think of game as
You know what? No.
as having a game. I think of game as having the ability to have the conversations and talk. Like you figured out your style of how you're going to do
See,
stuff.
I think I have a lot of game now.
It's not artificial.
And it's because
You got game?
I'm
do?
not looking for the end. The end.
You think you
I'm
have
just,
game?
I'm just flirting at this point.
Give
You
me
think
some
you have game?
examples
Yeah,
of-
give us some examples
Give us
of
some
Todd
examples
game.
of Todd game.
Oh, I gotta hear this.
Hold on, let me get comfy.
Hello.
Seriously, you think you have game?
Hello,
Not that-
ladies.
I'm just saying. You said if you lose it. I'm saying when the game's not on the line, it's a lot easier to shoot.
But that is the game because
so when
there's
you're
no
practicing,
fear.
when you're practicing basketball,
That's a good
practicing, you can hit. I can hit that
Yeah,
shit
but
all
that-
day.
that
All of a sudden, somebody's coming at you.
Then you're Shaq.
Ah,
Yeah, but having game is just the ability to not care. That's why.
Not to be concerned about failure.
Yeah, that's why you find girls at the supermarket because there's no pretense. You're not putting forth anything. There's no investment there. You're just like, oh, hey, how you doing? Because if
You
they
gonna eat that melon?
if they act negatively to it, who cares? Like it's not a big deal.
Have you had negative reactions in the supermarket?
Look at me. You think?
when
You
you're
think
putting
I'm
that, when you're
fucking like
putting that
someone's pet
when
monster
you're putting
that got fucking
handkerchief,
loose.
when you're putting that handkerchief over their face.
When you're all out of chloroform and you're just trying to choke them out, do you find a lot of resistance?
I'm not like that. I'm really not.
I hope not.
No, we all know that your multiple personalities are mostly for show.
I wouldn't say they're mostly for show. I think they're a defense mechanism. Because
They're a
the world's
defense
so
mechanism,
harsh.
but if you're gonna pick the perfect girl, right? You get the dark hair, wavy, semi-long hair,
here's the
under
perfect
5
girl.
foot tall,
Here's the perfect girl.
nipples pierced, tattoos, vagina pierced, rectum,
Maybe.
maybe.
Here's the perfect girl. Oh, hey, how are you? I'm doing good. How are you?
And we're
I'm
describing
fine.
her.
And it just no. I mean, I wouldn't say describe because I'm not saying that. I would just.
What are you saying?
I would say
Chris, let's.
that you should treat
Hello.
everybody with respect.
Hello, how are you?
Look
Hi.
a woman in the eye. Open the door for her.
Do you ever do the door test?
The Sunny test, you mean?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I did that in high school.
It's called the door test, by the way.
It's called the Sunny
It's
test.
not the Sunny test.
It's the Sunny
It's the
test.
door test, and Sunny's the guy who,
Invented it,
yes.
and then it's called the Sunny test.
No, if you look the video up, it's called the door test.
Well, the video's wrong.
So anybody who doesn't know about the door test, the video is wrong. The door test is to determine if a girl is
She's the one.
she's one
Or
or
a selfish bitch.
or worthy of keeping is probably the best way to put it.
Yeah, but do you really keep a person?
No, but no. What you're just saying, like you decide you want to stay with the person.
I
You
know what you mean.
probably keep some people, but you don't have a basement, so I don't know how you do it.
Exactly.
So you get in the car, or you show up to pick up a girl, right? You walk out. Yeah.
Unlock her door.
No, you go up to the house. You knock on the door. You say, "Hey, is so and so here?" And you walk her out to the door, right? But when you get out of your car, you lock the door before you walk up, right? So I'm getting out of the car. I lock it.
Since fucking Fumble Fingers over here is taking a day and a half to describe it, you open the car door for the girl. You let her in. You shut the door. You make sure your door is locked.
You have to make sure before you do that, though.
As you're walking around the fucking car, if she reaches over and unlocks your door, she's a keeper.
Have you ever had somebody not unlock it?
And what is she if she doesn't?
Then she's a
Selfish broad.
and it's just the tip of the
Use
iceberg.
your C word.
Cunt.
I can't believe you just said that.
I call everybody that. If I stub my finger, I'm like, ow, you cunt. I'm not calling only women that specifically. I know women who use that word all the time.
Would you say it to a family member?
Yes, I have.
You've said it to your mom.
See, I don't disrespect my mom like that. It's not just a family
So it
member.
is disrespectful.
I wouldn't say fuck in front of my mother.
So the C word is disrespectful is what you're saying.
I'm
Finally,
saying,
he's admitted it.
No, I haven't. I just wouldn't use that word in front of my mother. I got a little bit too much respect for my mother to say fuck, shit, goddamn, or cunt.
Breathe, Bullet.
So, that's all.
So
Since we're talking about people's faults,
we're talking about the door test.
What about this guy?
Yeah, what are my faults, Bullet? I'm curious.
What about last week?
Because we were talking a while
We're
ago.
starting a
Hold
show.
on.
We're starting a
Hold
show,
on.
and it's
Well,
Bullet.
it's the Bullet. and
bring your
Chris.
energy level up, and then if Bullet's energy is leveled up, Bullet,
I would think
settle down.
I have to tell you, this guy talks an awful lot lately, doesn't he?
he does. He's very fucking.
Yeah.
Let's turn you down a little bit
Yeah,
there,
see,
buddy.
let's put him back in his place for a second.
I think if we're talking about faults, and I sure as hell have a couple, I think Chris's number one fault is he finds it very hard to get out of his own experience. Here's a typical.
What do you mean?
Here's a typical Chris conversation.
Oh, I like this.
Well, what are you sad about? Just be happy. Oh, I'm cured. Thanks.
How is that a flaw?
Because, we're talking about a flaw is that it's very hard for you to empathize or to try to get out of your own experience to put yourself in someone else's shoes.
That is.
It's very hard.
Wow.
It's very hard. So a person like yourself, you've always been reasonably fit and healthy. It's very hard for you to understand or put yourself in the mindset or the shoes of someone who hasn't. It's very hard for you to put yourself in. I think also the word the word depressed gets thrown around a lot. So, I'm feeling depressed is a lot different than I'm suffering from fucking depression. And you're like, just get your energy up. Just don't be sad about it. Hold on.
Maybe you're just feeling down and you take
right?
it as depression.
No. But I think you have a very hard time putting yourself in someone else's shoes. If that's a fault, I would think that.
Why don't you put yourself in my shoes for a second?
I've put myself in your shoes.
Put your shoes in myself in that scenario.
You want me to put? I'm going to put myself in Chris's shoes right now.
You got to talk like me as well.
No. I'm gonna put myself in Chris's shoes
your
right now.
Chris
You might not
accent?
like it, but here it goes.
Go ahead.
This is Chris in a nutshell. This is a guy that. How many you work like what 8-hour day or 9-hour day?
4.
No, yeah, man, longer than that.
Okay, well, you work a full-time job.
Yeah.
And this is a guy that has decided that he is going to throw himself full force into the jiu-jitsu thing for multiple reasons. One, it's a thing to keep himself in shape. Two, it's like a team mentality. This is a
Still
place
waiting on
where
the flaw.
hold on, shut up. Well, there's a flaw right there. You won't shut the fuck up. That you have thrown yourself into this because of the communal aspect of it, the familial aspect of it, where you're appreciated. This is where it comes all into this. You don't feel appreciated. You don't feel that you get the attention that you deserve, be it from your family or whatever else. You're constantly doing and doing and doing for others in your family. You're taking your kids to soccer.
Heroing.
You're doing all this stuff. But and I think that leads to the numerous selfies, the pictures, the things like that, because you're searching for that that attention or that admiration or that, Chris, you're looking really good today. So you
wait, this is you putting yourself in my shoes?
I am
I'm
putting
still
myself
waiting.
in your shoes. You told me put yourself in your shoes. You want me to find faults? Jesus Christ, you won't shut the fuck up.
You
There's
haven't
one
laced
flaw.
up the boots yet.
I think that is the center of Chris right there. If I'm playing you in a movie and they're saying, what's the center of this character? What's this character's motivation? This is a guy who is searching.
Very giving.
Who is
what
searching
I heard.
for the attention and the approval of somebody else because he doesn't feel that he gets it anywhere else.
I felt like you described me as a very giving person. As far as my attention.
That would be how Chris would take that.
And he's also very egocentric. He's very on his own dick.
If you come up with an idea, he's got to tweak it just a little bit.
He's Uncle
so
Rico.
It's not your.
I
It's
got
not your idea
smarts.
anymore.
I got smarts.
This is Chris in a nutshell. Ready? This is Chris.
Yeah.
This is a typical Chris example.
I'm going to
in
give
a
you one as
nutshell.
well. I'm going to
Here
give
we
you
go.
one as well.
This is beat down Chris time. I love it.
Here we go.
You know why? Because I'm the center of attention right now.
This is Chris in a nutshell. I'm going to buy this microphone that has absolutely no practical use. We can't use it on the podcast.
Is that like a
But
guy
hold
who
on.
has like 20 bass guitars?
Yeah, but I
him
use them.
finish, let him
But
finish.
I'm just going to turn your mic off so I can talk.
Can I be the center of attention if you turn me down?
So this is a guy that he'll buy a microphone that has, or he'll be like, Bullet, I'm going to buy this fucking portable unit at Sam Ash. Chris, there's really no practical reason for it. No, I'm going to use it for this and this, right?
Why'd you buy that one?
Hold on. Because I use it. And
Twice.
I've used it more than that. Anyway.
One of them was a fuck up.
Can I? I'm just going to turn your mic off again. So this is a guy who will be like, I'm going to buy this mic or this wireless unit or something like this. I'm like, Chris, you really don't need that. How much did you spend on that? 50, 100, 150 or whatever, right? Then I'll say, Chris, I'm going to buy these stickers. We don't need those. How much money you're going to waste on that? $50. Now, we don't need that.
He does.
Then when I get them, he'll be like, here, give me a whole bunch of them.
They were pretty sweet magnets.
But what I mean is, it's like, I feel like but I do the studio or something like that. It's Chrissy's just funny because he'll be like, oh, I gotta.
I'm still trying to figure out how you're walking in my shoes.
I've already walked in your shoes. I've already walked in your shoes.
Here's Chris. Dude, you want to go to lunch today? I'll let you know. I need to know now.
Well,
Dude, I can't go to lunch.
The comedy
I don't
club.
think I can go to lunch
Talking
today.
about the comedy club tomorrow.
I will. I don't think I can go to lunch today.
Why can't
And
you
then,
go to lunch?
And then he'll go, well, why not? I'm like, wait a second. I just told you I can't.
But you're very indecisive.
But when I make a decision and you don't like the decision,
That just shows how further indecisive you are.
so the comedy club. We're going to the comedy. We're going to the comedy club tomorrow. He goes, do you want to go Friday? I'm like, well, let me talk to Trish.
Ask Trish, and he didn't ask when I first had the conversation.
So I forgot. So he first thing in the morning or the next day he goes, dude, I need an answer. So I text my wife, and I can't get a hold of her. And he's like, well,
Why can't you get a hold of her?
because she wasn't answering her phone. So I said, I can't get a hold of her.
You texted her or called her?
Consider me out.
You texted her or called her? She wasn't answering her phone.
The time frame gets extended
I'll put
because
it.
he doesn't like that answer.
I'll do it simpler for everybody. If you imagine Scrappy Doo,
like Scoob.
no,
What are you doing?
You're Scrappy Doo, who is a one-upper. If you can bench press 150 pounds twice,
Scrappy do that?
yes.
yes,
Really?
you were
Yes.
Scrappy Doo.
I don't think so. I think
Scrappy thinks he
I think
can do it.
Scooby just had weak upper body.
This fucking guy.
So I just did 50 push-ups. Oh, I do 52.
I do 52 every day.
Well, I
I
have,
did it with 10 pounds. I do it with 50.
But this goes back to
I have
he
a
wants
tough
that
time-
attention. He wants that.
No, it's
He
not
wants the what's that?
I don't think there's a guy in here that can beat my ass.
I have a tough time wrapping.
Oh yeah.
I have a
I
tough
jujitsu
time
them.
wrapping my head around certain things. Like
This ought to be good.
no, just certain things.
Like what?
Like the depression thing is hard for me to wrap my head around, but I accept it because you're my friend.
It's a chemical imbalance.
Right. But in not 8 years I've known you, you haven't tried to balance it in
Sure
any
I
way.
do. Sure I do.
So I accept you
Sure I
for
do.
who you are,
Sure I do.
right?
Oh, sure I do.
Maybe my egocentric
Well, I
attitude is
think-
a chemical imbalance as well.
No, I think
I feel like maybe I'm handicapped,
And we don't accept
and
him
you're
for
not
that.
accepting me for what is wrong with me.
Did I say you were a fucking prick too? I think it all comes down to you wanting.
I apologize, Chris.
I
accept your
you
apology,
just
Tom.
want the attention that you don't feel that you're getting, so you're getting it elsewhere, or you're trying to. You're searching for it. You just want a hug. You want to be appreciated. That's what it is.
I don't mind it. But you know what? We were also talking a while ago. Todd and I were having lunch, right? How many episodes have we done?
Well, over 200 at this
How
point.
many times have I asked you 100 questions during an episode?
How many?
How many times have I just interviewed you?
Never.
Dude, he's doing it.
I do it every episode.
I don't know. Maybe.
Every episode.
Why are
Bullet.
you saying I don't?
He just
I don't
asked
never
you
have.
what kind of woman.
Never have.
Okay.
You know why? Guess why?
Because you find.
Because I'm interested
Well,
in you.
I think it's also you guys are goofing on me.
No.
I think sometimes you guys are goofing on me.
You don't care about me.
No, you guys are
enough,
goofing on me.
and that's why I don't have the hug that I want.
Okay, well let's get into the psyche of Chris right here. Let's turn this music down.
But literally,
Here we
every
go.
episode. Hold on.
Here we go.
Hold on.
I'm
You know what?
speaking.
He's got a point.
I'm speaking.
He just went through that whole thing about asking you what your perfect woman was.
You didn't ask me once.
Didn't ask him one question back.
Okay, hold on. Let's because I was
Ask me
letting
what
him
my
answer.
perfect woman looks like.
I was waiting. I was giving him the time.
Ask me what mine looks like. She's under 5 feet tall,
Okay.
dark hair, dark eyes, wavy hair, semi-long.
Are you saying we're gonna have to fight over the perfect woman?
No,
Why?
because she'll be interested in me. But
You see
no,
what I
but
mean?
but what I'm saying is I thoroughly go out of my way all the time to say, hey, Bullet, what's going on with Bullet? Blah 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 blah.
'Cause
Hundreds of questions.
Because I'm waiting for you to goof
Not
on me.
goofing on you because I find you interesting. That's why you're one of my
I'm
You know
not.
what?
friends.
I'm
You know
not
what?
interesting.
How many times? I think I've asked him 1,000 times. How you doing, Bullet?
I ask you all the
Bullet's
time.
never asked you how you
I
doing.
don't think you've ever asked me how I'm doing.
I did today
When?
in the fucking
in the green room.
So who's at fault here? I think it's Bullet. Bullet's insensitive because he only cares about his egocentric self.
Yeah, you and every other girl I've ever dated.
But literally, like every time we ever do a show, I
well,
ask you
know
a
what?
lot of
I'm
questions.
going to interview you right now.
Okay.
Now you're going to be in the hot seat.
I'm ready.
Do it.
I can handle it.
So, Chris,
I'm uncomfortable with this conversation.
how are you feeling today?
I feel awesome, like I always do.
Do you ever get upset about things? Like what upsets you?
I will get upset when homework is not done.
Well, what I mean to ask is, what are aspects about yourself that you would like to better? Like, what would you like to do better?
Is taller one of them? Can I make myself taller?
Sure, you feel that
I
your
would
height
make,
is a
I would
disadvantage?
make Chris taller.
How long have you been doing jiu-jitsu?
Almost 10 years.
10 years. How often do you train a week?
6 days.
Yo, Bullet, I just asked why we don't ask him questions.
Okay, so
Well, because his questions are horrible.
do you find it frustrating that you've been training jiu-jitsu 10 years, 6 days a week, and you're not yet a black belt?
Not at all.
Do you think you're being held back?
Not at all.
Do you think that Popo is jealous of you, and that's why he's holding you back?
Not at all.
Yes.
Because you told us that before we went on the air.
Did I really? When
You
I say
said
that?
you said that motherfucker Popo is jealous of me.
That dude beat my ass this morning. How am I going to fucking say that?
See, you're saying that now, but on the air you said something completely different.
I mean, off the air, he was like, "Oh, dude,
Is it
I
on
kicked-
there or off there?
I kicked the shit
Now you're
out of Popo."
contradicting yourself.
You said I had that little motherfucker and
See,
his.
he can't even seriously interview me. Like
So
he's
I'm
just-
doing it now. So what are the goals that you have for yourself? Like what new things would you like to challenge yourself with?
Well, I'd like to do a 2-1-5 split on my guitar
No, I'm being honest here.
but
Like
in an A minor.
okay, here's one thing I like to do. Like I like to learn about new
See,
things.
it's back on Bullet again.
I'm bringing it back to you, fuckface. I like to learn new things, and sometimes I'll say, "Hey, I want to learn this by this time, or start to work on this." Is there any new hobby or skill or something that you would
I'm
like to work
always
on?
doing stuff. I work on my photography.
Okay, so
I
let's
work
talk
on
about
my
your photography.
jujitsu. I work on my podcast.
What is it about your podcast? I would debate
our
that.
podcast?
The Royal Mind. I know what you're saying. The Royal Mind. So, so what is it about photography that has drawn you? Like, what do you like about the photography?
I like when people like my photography.
Well, no, like, what is the attraction with the photography?
I just enjoy it.
Is it the
capturing a moment?
Okay, I was going to say it's about the immediacy of capturing the moment and being able to document the moment.
It's not about documenting. It's
It's
about
not.
something that I find visually interesting,
Okay.
and that's it.
But you also like it when you get a lot of likes.
I don't mind the likes. But today I was driving past the cornfield.
Any artist wants to get some kind of recognition.
But
for
I was driving past the
He just
cornfield.
called you an artist.
I appreciate that.
Well, sure, say.
So like when you drive to Maple Point, right? You take the back way,
Yeah.
right, and you got that cornfield like right before the lake, like as you come on the backside. There's a tree sitting in the middle of it, right? And they cut down all the wheat and everything else in the field today.
Wait till you see what I do here.
And this tree is just totally dead.
Is this tree you?
It's Bullet's soul.
Where do you,
middle of nowhere.
Where do you see what I do? Where do you see what I do here?
Just dead. It's got jizz all over its belly.
Where do you see what I do?
It's fucking just.
It is me. It is me.
But it's just a tree that's sitting in the middle of nowhere, and I'm like, I would like to take a picture of that for no other reason.
So you
than
like
the
to
fact that I
capture
would
a
like
moment.
to.
You like to capture a moment.
Yeah, but for me,
you like to document it.
yeah.
You like to be the outside party viewing. You don't want to be the subject. You want to be the person documenting.
I don't mind being the subject either.
Well, we know that, but I feel that your artwork, your photography, if you will, is primarily landscape. It's nature shots,
structural as well.
And I feel that that's basically because you feel on the outside, you're viewing it. You're not in these pictures. You're viewing life from the outside. You feel.
If I were to take him the other way, you'd complain about all my selfies in nature.
Let him finish his
my
thought.
nature
I like
selfies.
I like where he's going
See,
with
what
this.
you're saying is that you're excluded from this because you want to include yourself. So what you do is you provide this big, tough, gruff exterior because really what you're saying is you need to be held. You want to be loved. You don't know how to do it. You don't know how to navigate that dangerous waters, that channel, if you will. And you're saying this artwork is a window into this. It's an SOS, if you will.
Did we just become best friends?
Yep. It's a communique, if you will.
Let's move that table.
But
More room for activities.
I'm fairly easy in about how I go about the day, right? I'm
Do
pretty,
you ever wake up and sad? Do you ever get sad?
do I get sad?
Yeah.
Sometimes.
What gets Chris sad?
When I look in the mirror and my hair's not exactly the way it's supposed to. No. No. Yeah, certain things will bother me sometimes.
I don't see him as much as a sad guy or more like a mad guy.
Yeah, well, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I'll get mad about some shit, but I don't sit.
Like I could see you getting not sad
I
about
wouldn't
your
say
hair,
some
but
shit.
mad.
Here's the thing about me.
I wouldn't say some shit.
Here's the thing about me. If there's something that's in my future and the exact opposite of you, right? If something, leave it alone. Are you gonna play the music again?
Yeah, it ran out.
If there's something that I can't control,
You don't like being out of
no.
control.
I don't even waste a second thought on it.
You don't?
No, if I can't control it, I don't worry about it because it's gonna happen no matter what.
Yeah.
Where you're the complete opposite, where you're anxious over the fact that you can't control it. My thought process is like, fuck it. Like if it's gonna happen, it's gonna happen. I gotta just deal with the consequences.
I guess I could.
That's
see
how
that.
I go through my day.
I guess I could see that.
Because my wife irritated with how I am because I don't sweat
The big stuff
things.
doesn't bother me at all. It's the little shit.
But I don't sweat. I don't sweat like if there's things out of my control.
Like not
Yeah.
talking into your mic.
Or I'm not gonna worry about something that hasn't happened yet.
Yes.
I'm not gonna go. It could go bad. I'm not even thinking about
Not
it.
gonna
not-
waste a second
not
thought
even-
on it.
not
Not
even gonna do
me.
it.
Not
Right,
me.
but that's what I'm saying. Like we're polar opposites, and the stuff that is about me apparently you dislike, but the stuff
I didn't say I dislike
I
it.
feel like it. But the stuff
I
about
say he
you,
feels it.
I love it.
Yeah, but I think you.
I love it, man.
Oh, stop.
love it. It's beautiful.
love it.
I fucking love it.
I love it.
All I say.
I hate it so much. I've been doing this shit for 6 years. That's how much I hate it.
No, but we talk about like we're always talking about, hey, you know, like you say I'm conceited and stuff. I want this stuff to succeed.
I'm not. I joke with you that you're conceited.
No, I am. I know I am. Like it's not a fucking surprise to me.
Well, why wouldn't I be?
Like when I look in the mirror, like how can you not want to like yourself when you look in the mirror?
I usually don't.
But if you do like yourself and you go out in public, you project that as well,
Yeah,
right? It doesn't mean everybody else has to like you. It just has to mean you're
Dude, I
confident.
tell you what, the picture I see of myself 90% of the time
Is not what.
is actually great. And then all of a sudden I'll see it in like a photo with other people and go, huh?
Yeah.
What?
But before I leave the house, I look in the mirror, right? And I try to make sure everything's where it's supposed to be, whatever. I leave the house, right? And I do this with my kids as well. I'm like, leave the house like you're gonna meet the person of your dreams today. So take care of yourself, brush your hair, brush your teeth, whatever you got to do. Don't look like shit.
Okay.
So when you finally meet that person, and it's not about the looks, but you want to be on point for that day. You know what I'm saying? So
So not sleep in bed all day.
not sleep all bad day with
First
the
of
jizz all
all-
over your belly.
I didn't sleep in bed. First of all, I'm injured. I'm having problems walking, hence the cane.
Well, you know,
And
you-
I
you know-
decided to- I
what
needed a
happened? What
fucking-
happened?
I'm gonna give you a pass today.
I slipped in the shower and I fucked my knee and ankle up.
Were you
Was that because of the jizz on the
No,
floor?
no. Funny enough,
like a banana
funny
peel?
enough, I blame Chris for this because
Did I dial you and you had to get out to answer
no,
the phone?
I was like, should I use shampoo in the hair or not? I'm like, I'll shampoo the hair up today. And I put shampoo.
That's a normal thing.
Fucking slipped.
fucking
I
normal.
swear to God, I was like, fucking Chris.
And you're not supposed to squeeze the whole bottle on.
I didn't.
Bullet's going through like a case of shampoo a week at this point.
No, not anymore. The hair shirt.
But what I do, and it's not because I don't care about what other people feel.
Should I wash my hair? You're thinking about Chris.
Or whatever.
No, when I slipped, I said this would have never happened.
Well, when his feet kicked out and he was in midair, all you could see like it just kind of slowed.
Chris.
No, I slipped.
Fucker.
I slipped, and as I was twisting, I was worried about banging my heel. So like my
Had
body
you trained
went one
jujitsu,
way.
You could have break fall.
Yeah,
You know what? I know what you're talking about.
bathtub.
So you didn't want to hurt your ankle, so you didn't care about whatever else.
You
was
broke
gonna happen to
everything
the
else
rest of
in
your
your
life.
No,
body.
I didn't fall. I twisted. I slipped, and you know, like when your body goes one way and some of you goes the other way.
But-
so it fucking hurt.
but
no,
back
Back
to
to
what-
your unit.
Back to what we're talking about though, like I don't let my mood for the day affect how I interact with people.
It's for me. See, that's such a foreign idea for me because for me, it's literally like being in the car and you're in the back seat and you don't got control of the radio, and sometimes the volume is low.
Well, you know, Chris, he's got to have
I
control
gotta
of the
have
radio.
control. But for literally like for my job right now, since for fucking probably almost 2 years straight, and you can ask anybody that's on my team, it's been shitty, like just fucking crap every day.
Yeah.
And when I come home, like I don't fucking take it out on anybody. If I see you, is that you taking a selfie, Todd?
No, I'm gonna look at a text you sent me.
Oh yeah, I went off on Todd the other day because it was.
And then his exact words were, "Sorry, having a shitty day."
But
so what
but-
he just said is a lie.
But it was to encourage you to go to the show, so it's back on that same subject. So he did finally say yes, he's going to the show. But my thing is if treat everybody the way I want them to treat me, right? So when I leave the house, if I make eye contact with you, I'm going to say hi to you. If you say something polite to me, I'm going to say something polite back. If you're an asshole to me, I'm going to treat you like a fucking asshole back. I just return the energy of everybody around me. But when I leave the house, I look in the mirror and I say, you know what? I like you. Other people should like you too. But it's not being conceited or selfish.
What was the guy from Saturday Night Live? Stuart Small. Stuart.
Right. When you leave the house, do you fucking look in the mirror and you're like, oh, I don't like this guy. I hope everybody treats him like an asshole today.
I love this guy
Hey, exactly. You fucking like yourself, and there's a reason why.
because I'm super.
You're a good person.
Thanks. You're super too.
Right, and
Wow.
you're a good dude too, and you got to fucking just take that and look in the mirror and be like, you know what? I'm better than what I think I am.
So here's what I started doing in the spirit of trying to be more in the moment. I'm trying to regulate these brain chemicals with working out, which I'm going to try. I'm obviously going to have to take some time off from that because of this fucking knee and ankle thing. But I have a coin with me. And of course, today is the one day I don't fucking have it in my pocket, but it's a big fucking coin.
What's the value of the coin?
And it says Memento Mori on the front. It's got the skull with the hourglass, and on the back, it's got a Marcus Aurelius quote, who was a really wise guy, and it says, "You could leave life at any moment." And it's a constant, and it's heavy, so you feel it, and it weighs in your pocket. It's supposed to be in your pocket. You're supposed to keep this in your pocket, and you know the whole entire idea is it should be a constant, inescapable reminder that you're gonna die. There's no guarantee about tomorrow. You may not get it tomorrow. So you have
So why not embrace everything?
Well, that's what I'm trying to do.
You're not embracing this conversation.
You're not letting him
You're
embrace.
not.
How am I not? I'm having this
No,
conversation.
He's not letting you embrace.
Yeah,
Yes,
you're
I
not.
am.
You're
You're
not.
not letting me embrace what he's embracing because you're not embracing. Okay.
Yeah, so that's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to be a little bit better with that.
You
know.
have been better lately.
I'm trying, cutting down on the drinking, just because I just want to try to be a little more in the moment. And as my kid gets older, he doesn't. Yeah, my dad's cool, man. He fucking drinks on the weekend. That's corny to me. So I'm just cutting down on that, backing off that big time, trying to do the things that I like to do,
So
and a lot of music.
at this point, you still turned it back on yourself and didn't interview me any further.
All right, so let's interview Chris a little bit more.
No, I don't care. But the things I enjoy the conversation.
Got a lot of some comments. Stop answering Chris's questions, Kev.
Who said that?
Volpe. That you're asking a question, you
Oh.
answer it. He's
Oh.
even making Chris's intro about himself.
Who said that?
Wait, what does that
I guess
say?
He's even making Chris's interview about himself.
Oh,
Who said
look
this?
at you.
I'm not saying.
Say it. Turning on me like a motherfucker.
I don't think anybody's turning on you.
You goddamn Judas.
I think you just are not realizing actually
All right.
the way it goes down every time.
Okay, so all right.
No, I don't care if I'm interviewed.
No, we're gonna
But this
continue.
This isn't real Kev.
This
this
isn't
is-
real
He
Kev.
wants real Kevin.
This
I
is
want
gonna be a real
Kev.
This is gonna be real Kev.
RK.
Interviewing Chris.
RK.
Interviewing Chris.
RK.
What are the things that you would like to do
Blue,
besides jiu-jitsu?
orange, and green.
Purple and yellow and
Yeah,
blue.
I try to have a conversation.
Here's what I would like.
Chris would like to see a rainbow.
The things I like are
You would like to leave your job. No, see, I just tried to
no.
make it right.
I would like to do something I enjoy, something like this every day, right? And I would like to do it with friends that I care about. Like my brother is a friend, Martin's a friend. I'm gonna name everybody around him. No, we're good friends. But what I'm thinking is if you allow me, right, I can turn your attitude around. I think so.
Do you think so?
Yeah. Because Todd's the same way as me. Like, you get up and you just go about your day. You don't put any thought into it, right?
I envy that. I'm not jealous of it. It just is how it is. But let's make this about you, not me, because people think I'm making it about me.
But all you
I
gotta,
probably am.
No, but all you got to do is sometimes just stop and take a moment and say, you know what? Why am I acting this way? And I know there's a chemical imbalance because you're talking about that. Have you ever been tested for a chemical imbalance?
I don't want to talk about that.
Have you? Yes or no?
Yeah.
What'd they say? Chemical imbalance.
I said, you're fine, bro. You're good to go.
But lately, like, you've been on point, like, personality wise, like everything, like fucking everything's good, and I like that.
But let's talk about you.
No, I don't care if it's about me.
No, we're
I'm just
gonna interview
harassing you to make you realize.
We're going to interview you.
I'm making you realize because you're saying how egocentric I am.
Chris,
but
you're a big fan of tattoos.
I love
Are
your
you
tattoos.
are you getting any? Are you thinking about getting any new ink?
Any new ink?
I am. I'm thinking about getting a
Great
line
question.
on
How
my
about
one
you,
hand.
Kevin?
But what I'm saying is it's not for me.
So let's talk about your photography.
It's beautiful, isn't
So
it?
why do you like to do it?
Because I like.
Because, you know, I like doing music.
What's your favorite? It doesn't matter what your favorite color is.
Do you want to continue? Like, where do you see you taking this photography? Is it strictly just a hobby, or would you like to pursue this into maybe submitting this to some galleries?
Listen, I don't think about myself as one level.
Like,
of-
where do you want to take it?
I don't put any thought into where I want to take it. Right?
Because I believe your Facebook says Christopher Scott Photography.
No, it's Christopher Scott Images because they are images from me.
Well,
I know. Trust me, I would love to take professional photography, but there's probably not a lot of money in it for me to switch to as a beginner.
would you take a course in it?
And do you find it's the picture or the way you can take a picture and make it look?
It's a picture in the way you can make it look, because I see a lot of people who can take good pictures, right? Like a quality picture.
Well, what is it about what makes a good picture a good picture?
It's a good subject matter.
Like,
It's
like almost every one of my pictures I edit in some way, right?
Like you manipulate the color.
Yeah,
and
manipulate the
darkness.
colors to what I see. Like you look at like a sunset.
it's sort of like you and the music. You can see it.
I take a picture of a sunset, and Todd and I could take the same picture, but what I see in my head is completely different. And I know when I edit the picture, it's going to show the colors that I want when I'm done, right? And at that point, it's not even a real photograph anymore. Sometimes they're real, sometimes they're unedited, and sometimes they are edited. But it's what I see in my mind,
So
right?
you're using the camera and the tools available
Exactly.
to match what's in your head.
Same with the microphone. Same with
It's
like
the same with music.
drawing pictures. Same all kinds of stuff. So I have these artistic abilities, right? But I don't rely on any one of them where I think I could fucking make a living at it.
Yeah, but see,
But-
you're confusing the two.
No. But you were asking me where I was going with the photography.
Yeah,
Right. I enjoy it because it's an artistic outlet.
yeah, but when I say where do you see it going, I don't necessarily mean are you going to try to get into the business of it and sell stuff. What I mean is, are you going to experiment with different types of cameras? Are you going to experiment with maybe like film?
At some point I will have the time to do that.
Maybe
Like,
making like a dark room in
currently,
here or something.
like I don't have the time to do all that stuff right now.
Okay, but let's just say time not being a factor.
Time being a factor, I would take pictures all day.
Would you want to actually go through the whole
processing
developing
the film and all
no,
that?
Yeah, that's
So
not, that's not his thing.
that's what I'm asking.
No.
So digital.
I want to take the picture and have the digital immediate.
You want the immediate.
I want the
thing.
immediate feedback,
Okay.
right? But I enjoy being able to take a picture and have it posted somewhere, and somebody say, "You know what? That's a good picture."
Do you prefer do you think that photography is a thing that'll replace jiu-jitsu, or do you see yourself doing jiu-jitsu?
No, I have so many different interests.
Like
Much like the pictures, he has all those tools. He likes adding tools to his jujitsu.
Yes,
I see them as totally different.
no, but they're all levels of creativity. Like
Sure.
like on any given day, when I roll, I make up shit all the time. Like I made up a technique the other day called the paraplexer.
What other name did you think it was going to be called?
And I told my professor Popo about it. Oh my god! And he used it, and I watched him put somebody unconscious with it. And I think he was surprised that it was so fucking tight. But literally, I'm making stuff up all the time because it's an outlet where I can be creative while I'm doing stuff. Right? Like today, I was rolling with somebody, and somehow wound up on their back, and they started to stand up. As they stood up, I shoved them back down to the ground, grabbed their gi, leapfrogged over top of them, and wrapped their gi around their face, right? Just because it entertained me, right? There was no other reason. There was no
just being fun, being silly.
Yeah, right.
That 8-year-old kid didn't have a chance.
They're same skill level, Jerry.
But it's about being creative. Like this is a creative outlet as well, like having a conversation and being able to talk about stuff. Do you not feel like this is a creative thing?
I think it's a creative
It's
outlet.
very creative. Most people can't do this.
I think it's creative in the sense.
We've been talking for an hour and 20 minutes.
That's
Most
okay.
people can't do that.
I think it's creative in the sense that, you figuring out like, okay, how the fuck are we gonna do this? And like we do it, obviously, the whole entire technical aspect of it.
This is you have a different aspect to it. But what I like about it when we're talking, like just last
Well, it's
week,
an outlet,
right?
for sure.
But last week when we were doing the accent, like I had to really prod you to fucking go into Australian mode, and when you did, I was so happy. And then when you said, "Hold on while I throw me boomerang," like I've listened to that like 10 times, and it still makes me laugh every time. Like that's fucking creativity.
I think for me, doing the show.
I thought this was a Chris interview.
Well, no,
That's
because
about
we're talking
Bullet.
about the show,
It's
but
on Bullet.
the show for me, this isn't. I don't really. I guess it is a creative outlet, but I don't view it so much as that. For me, this
It's
is
way creative.
no. I'm not saying it's not creative, but it's not necessarily a creative outlet. For me, this is just about an outlet for sure.
What part about it doesn't feel creative to you?
No, I'm not saying that it's not creative. I'm just saying it's not a creative outlet.
Like this is probably the most in the moment thing that you do, right? Because your music, when you play it,
yeah.
Hold on. When you play your music, it's already a set thing what it's going to be.
No,
When you play a song, you don't know all the chords to the song prior to playing it.
completely disagree. No,
Hold on. When you play a song,
correct.
every song that you play with your band, you're making it up on the spot.
If it's
Yes or no?
No, I make it up on the spot a lot of the times, and I'm going to tell you why. I'll give you an example of how. No, I'm going to give
Sing
you.
a song that's on the spot from your last set.
I'm going to give you. Well, I'm going to give you.
Coming at ya.
No, I'm going to give you an example. A way that because you brought it there, a way that music can be completely in the moment, and where you see a person's creativity come through is number one, just on a very easy level, a basic level would be coming up with lyrics on the fly, changing a vocal melody. But as a bass player,
Last paid event that you went to,
mm-hmm.
did you make up all the songs while you were there?
I did different things in that moment.
Did you make up the songs while you were there?
I'm gonna.
Were you being creative, or they were already created before you got there?
I think he's trying to. He'll do the song, but he adds his own little art.
Right,
Well,
but what
well,
I'm saying
that,
is,
but
is when we're here
here's
and
an
you and I
example-
are talking.
But we're talking about the music first. Hold on. You can take, and I'll explain this. If you ever listen to guys when they're, and we were talking about this before we went on the air, like, okay, you take a chord progression, you were joking with me, like a 2-5-1 or this, that, and the next thing. When I'm playing some jazz songs or whatever else, the appeal for me there is not, okay, you're playing the same song the same way every time. No. Because I know what the chord progression is.
But you know the song.
No, I know the chord progression, and it's up to me to how I want to play that.
Do you know the chord progression to this conversation?
No.
That's what I'm asking
Now
you. That's
is
my
there-
question to you. This is like in the moment every time you're letting it out as we talk.
Okay, I'm going to make the correlation there in a second. But the way that the music is in the moment is because I have complete control of how I want to do that, how I'm going to play against the drummer, what notes of that chord I'm going to use, and et cetera, where it's completely different. Much like, I guess, now that I'm thinking about it, yeah, I guess this could be because I do know the basic bare-bones structure of how this is going to go, of how we're going to set up and how we're going to do it. But many times, I view this show more like a wrestling match in the sense that we're calling it out.
Is it a work or shoot?
Well, we're calling it out in the ring. A lot of guys.
He's got. Look, all the strings on the fucking shock mount just got busted out.
What strings?
A lot.
What the hell are you talking
He doesn't
about?
even know.
I know. A lot of guys.
What are you talking about?
Some guys will pre-plan everything before they go to the ring. Some guys will just call it out in the ring, and just make it up as they go, which is what we do. So, I view this more like that. Yes, I view this creative. And
I'm actually offended that you don't find this creative.
No, you're completely misunderstanding what I'm saying. I view this as creative. When I think of this show, it's more of an outlet to vent and hang with my friends, and it's a celebration of the end of the week, and I can let loose and
Is there a
have
celebration
fun.
song?
There is.
Can I hear it?
It's a celebration. Your work week is done.
Gonna do a podcast.
I'm gonna masturbate on your belly and put the shirt down.
But
Gonna stick to your stomach and I don't care.
But to my point, like, this is a creative thing that I don't think you even realized you were being
You're
creative.
gonna do your hair and you're gonna be happy.
But you're being creative, and I don't think you realize that you are being creative.
I
at
don't
the
really
time.
think I'm that creative, but you know.
You'd be surprised.
Chris is gonna take
There
a
has
picture.
been some gems, my man.
Yeah, you've got some amazing stuff sometimes, and I think
The
you
one
need
that you made that made up the book. That one. What
book.
episode?
the
of it?
wolf.
Was it the Crows or something?
When Amanda came in?
You started talking about a made-up book.
What
and
made up book?
Never mind.
It was about like her working with wolves or something, whatever.
And you just went into this.
He doesn't even remember.
I don't like. I just throw them out because I do have a book on crows. I'm like, that's not.
We got to wrap this up soon. But what I'm saying is
I view it as creative, but I'm saying that the outlet for me is masturbating.
on that note,
I'm just kidding.
Todd just spit all over his computer.
He did. But he's a PC guy. so I don't
Tomorrow
care about
night,
Mac.
we're going to be at the Philly Comedy Club with Russ Guten, our friend.
Guten Tag.
Mateo Leone, I think, is the headliner.
Oh shit, for real?
Yeah. He's going to
Wow.
be the headliner. Next Tuesday
Russ is
night,
getting some good people
I will be
there.
in Portland, Oregon
For what?
for work. And if anybody's at the Portland Grill,
Wait a
which is on the 39th floor
Wait a
of
minute,
a building
wait.
downtown,
Wait a minute.
look for me and say hi.
Wait a minute. Hold on.
I would love to have just one person walk up and say, you know, I listen to your show.
When
and
are
I was
you
like,
going to be there?
Tuesday.
I think we might have to fucking have him call into the show.
The show's on Thursday. It's like 2 days later. I'll be home for the show.
Maybe I'll do like an Outcast or something.
Hold on, when is
I'm
that?
home Wednesday.
When's Halloween?
It's
The
following-
31st.
Yeah, 31st. It's always the 31st.
I know that,
Todd.
but what?
Come on.
A Monday.
Like, he doesn't know
It's
that?
a Monday, so we're good.
Yeah. So,
Should we dress up for Halloween next episode?
yes. It's a Halloween party. And if anybody who listens, you know, you come to Halloween party too in the basement here.
Only if you have nice breasts.
Yes. But I will be in Portland, Oregon on Tuesday and Wednesday.
Can we get
if
big
you
breasted
see me,
women in here?
yes, if you see me at the Portland Grill,
If I get some, I can bring them here.
yes, I will not look, but you can look.
You're allowed to bring them here? I'm allowed to bring them here?
Yeah, as long as they don't fuck up the carpet or some shit like that. But
Where's the camera?
You're on it.
but what I'm saying is if somebody would come up to me at a Portland Grill, I would be so happy. It's on the 39th floor of this building. Check us out tomorrow at Philly Comedy Club.
Big.
Mateo Leone is going to be there.
Big.
We're going to be hanging out with Russ. It's
Titties.
Tata Tati, Mrs. Tata Tati,
Yo, yo,
Kevin
yo.
Honeycutt, myself,
Why'd you give my shoot name, brother?
Kevin Honeycutt.
It's a work.
Also, shows brought to us by WE Network.
Netflix.
Netflix.
I'm holding you up to this, dude. I'm going to bring some girls with me into the episode next week.
Leatherman's Tools.
Leatherman's Tools.
I use that shit every day, son.
Jack Daniels.
Do you want me to do a little infomercial for the Leatherman?
Go.
No.
No, I don't. No, stop. Anyway, next week we'll be interviewing Bullet again for the show.
Oh, stop.
And we'll see you then.
No,
Thank you.
Don't turn it off.
It's over.
I'm giving it. What?
Don't turn it off.
Am I turning it off?
No.
No, Bullet, you're on.
I give you guys stickers, you cunts.
He can't even get into his bag that's like a foot away from him.
I can't find it.
He's not even handicapped.
Here it is.
There it is.
Let me tell you something about the bathroom buddy. Remember the bathroom buddy in Gremlins? Look, I've got a light right here. It's got a light. I've got a little extender for the screwdriver right here. Hold on. I got something better for you. I got bits. And I'm not talking about comedy bits. I got bits right here. We got bits. I got another screwdriver here. I've got a fucking thing. I don't know what that does. But let's look at this thing here, right? Look at this. You got a serrated blade. Maybe you're going to have to cut through leather or something. I don't know. Hold on. The bathroom buddy's got something more. You've got a drywall saw, and I use this thing all the time. You got a straight blade, all right?
Got a lot of drywall.
Yeah, cut a straight
I mean,
drywall.
let me see it. I bet there's no dirt on that at all.
Well, because I
see
clean it.
I see
Oh,
it.
there's
Right there.
nothing. There's
there is.
nothing.
I see a little white.
Look at that.
Yeah, there's a little white.
That's
There's a
not
little white.
cocaine.
Cocaine.
Cocaine. It's not that. Hold on. Got shears with spring action right here. Little shears. Look at this. Well, hold on. I'll do you one better. Let's open this bad boy up. You got nipple clamps.
You got your vagina clamps.
You've got wire cutters. You've got electrical wire crimpers. I've got a can opener. I've got a screwdriver to use with the bits or the extender. I've got an awl. I've got a straight edge blade. Here's a little.
When you use that, do you go, oh?
Here's something. Did you know that back in the day there was like a real big fear of people being buried alive and being buried before they were dead?
Is that where the multi-tool came from?
No. They had people that designed like all these devices to torture people to figure out if they were really dead. One of them, they designed this really weird nipple pincher.
Have you watched Lore on
Yeah,
Netflix
it was on
yet?
Lore.
Yeah.
Oh my God, that show is amazing.
On that note, check out Lore on Netflix.
Check out these bad boys. Look, you've got needle nose. You've got all kinds of crimpers on these things. It's crazy. The Leatherman Surge, America.
Thanks for coming out. Because we
And-
were
Look
coming
at-
at you.
Look at this right here.